An announcement from the great and powerful Oz.
I thought it over, and green is dead, till I changed my mind, the color's red.
Hey everybody, it's Red Angel, and you know I say it each and every time. I always have the best, the most phenomenal, and this time one of the most beautiful guests that we have had on this show since we have started. I have Miss Kai. I always pronounce the last name wrong, but Morae. Was that correct?
Yep, Kai Morae.
Oh my God, I did it, and it is such a beautiful name. Thank you so much for joining us.
No problem.
Well, girl, you are doing a lot. You are the star of a hit reality TV show.
Mhm.
That in itself has got to just be mind-blowing. I mean, not only that, you're starring alongside your mom, Lisa Ray. What is that like? Like, what's that like? Is it like, I mean, cameras all the time? Like, how does that feel?
At first it was pretty difficult, with to deal with everything, because it's weird, it's random, It's like all these people, I don't know them, all these cameras, what's kind of going on. But after a while, I got used to it, and you become family with your crew members, and you start to have fun, and everything's a joke then, and it's just all within fun and games, but then you're still working at the same time.
Right. Now, aside from being on television, you are, I'm going to say supermodel, because girl, I've seen your pictures, and you are gorgeous, and I'm not just saying that. You are simply gorgeous. And you were signed to Apple Bottom, correct?
Yes.
How did that all, come out? How did that happen?
That occurred because we basically, one of my managing teams, Choke No Joke, he had a connection with Apple Bottom, and once I kind of let him know, like, okay, I'm going to, try this whole modeling thing, I'm going to be serious about it. I'm serious this time, And once I let him know, he was like, okay, well, let's, work out some things, and blah, blah, blah. One thing led to another. The next thing I knew, I was the next Apple Bottom girl. And the thing for me that was so important about signing with Apple Bottom was that I was their first plus-size model.
Right.
And being that personally, that I've had Apple Bottom items, I've seen people wear Apple Bottom as well, I see it a lot of times it's either on the thick girls that got booty, or on the plus-size girls. So it's like, well, how could you not have a plus-size girl as your main model? So I was like, oh, I would definitely like to be the first in that section,
Right. Well, I've seen the pictures, and like I said, stunning. I'm within the fashion industry, and I've seen some aspiring models, and you put them to shame.
Thank you.
I mean, it's amazing. You've done some modeling for a clothing line called Evans. Is that correct?
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about that line?
Yeah, I did Evans, which is a British line, so a lot of people in the States aren't familiar with it, but it's a British line. It's really, really big over there. It's kind of what I want to consider, I personally describe it as like a Forever 21 meets Lane Bryant. It's that type of mix. So, and for me, it was really, really cool because being that I went to my first year of college in London, I was like, I used to shop at Evans, So for me, it was like, oh, my God, they want me to do their campaign. This is great. And it was really fun. I got to meet two other models who were also in the ad campaign, and we did it in Barbados. So I got me a nice little tan at the same time. It was really, really nice and fun, and it was a great experience.
Now, you just did a photo shoot with Fusion Magazine, and a little birdie told me that you were sporting some Daryl Roach jewelry in that photo shoot. Now, I know Daryl Roach jewelry, and I'm sure that you and the jewelry went well together.
Yeah, what I liked about it was that it wasn't just about, diamonds or, platinum or things of that sort, which we see a lot of nowadays when it comes to jewelry lines. He had items that were like brass rings that he had literally welted into a ring, and that's like, oh, that is really cool. Then like his thing was his signature was carved into the actual metal of the items and things that I really liked. And like that it was a little funky,
Right. Yes, I do. Oh, I love Daryl Roach designs. You are a reality show star, you're a television star. You are quickly becoming a staple within the fashion community, and you are an advocate. You advocate for young girls. Please do tell us about that and what made you decide to reach out to that demographic.
For me, once the show started, I had a lot of, young girls reach out to me saying, different things of, well, I love your relationship with your mom. Me and my mom don't have that, but I would love to have it. How do I go about it? They just wanted advice from me, even if it was like, I have this little boyfriend and he's trying to push up on me, and I was able to, kind of be that big sister role for them. Right. And I kind of took it upon like, you know what? They're not coming to me just because. Obviously, there's something about me that makes them feel comfortable enough to reach out to a complete stranger and ask these private questions, ask these questions that might be a little shied away or might be a little nerve-wracking to ask. So I kind of took that as, I'm going to go ahead and do something with that. And being that a lot of them look up to me because I am in the limelight, but yet I do go to school, yet I do work, yet I do the things that they do on the daily. So I guess I consider myself as that middle person. A lot of girls want to be in Hollywood, so I'm there, but I'm also doing the daily things that they do on the daily as well. As far as like the struggle with school, I know how it is to have exams and still got something else to do,
Right.
So I think that, they look at me as that middle person because I can kind of tell them both aspects.
Wow. Now, can you tell me a little bit about the Girlfriends for Teens of Color magazine? That kind of tie into all of this as well?
Well, for me, it was more about, me going into motivational speaking. I felt like, okay, let me come into this because it kind of ties in what I want to do as far as motivational speaking and things. But it's as a magazine, like you said, so it also ties into fashion. It ties into my modeling, So it was like, okay, both, one hand wash the other on this one. I wanted to get involved with it. I had a friend, AJ Linton, who was involved with it, and she – as a friend, we're the same age, but I look up to her because she is definitely about her business. And I think that people need to understand it doesn't really matter when it comes to age, as long as you're grinding, you're doing the things you have to do as well as the things that you want to do.
Oh, you are such a positive. You are like a ball full of positive energy.
I try to be because there's so much negativity out. You know what I mean? I try to even it out.
Right? Yeah, and you're doing a great job. It's like it's gloomy and cloudy here in Atlanta, but I swear like the sun just started shining or the minute you started talking. Just
Thank you.
So positive. I really appreciate that. Now, I'm going to ask, like, are you going into the acting, the big screen, television, dramas? Like, are you gonna do that? Have you been bitten by that yet?
I have thought about it, but for me, it's very different being that I was raised, on sets and at auditions and things that I saw with my mom. I feel like I've kind of got all I can get out of that in the sense of, when I explain that, in the sense of I grew up doing that. I grew up, having to do my homework at an audition, having to go to set afterwards, having to wait because mommy's at this, or, you know what I mean? I kind of, I got that aspect. I got to meet these celebrities and different things. So I kind of feel like I lived it with her. So for me, I don't really have the passion for it, and I believe that nobody should do anything that they don't have the passion for, unless it's something that you got to do, then that's different. But as far as speaking a career, I don't believe that someone should go into things they don't have the passion for, because I know me personally, when I don't have the passion for something, I don't put my 100% into it.
Oh, you and wise. Oh my gosh! Like I'm
but I do want to try it out because I am pretty good at it. I can act my little butt off, and I can do some stuff. And I memorize lines before she remembers her lines when I'm going over with them. And I think that acting does open up a lot of branches for people. I think that it's great to venture into new things, but when you realize that ain't your forte, sometimes it's better to step back as well. So I do want to try it and see how it reacts for me, but I don't see myself playing any major roles in the sense of being, acting as my main career.
Right. Well, I know that so many people, they're fortunate enough, they see you in the magazines, they get to know you on the reality show, but I want you to make sure that you give them your website and your Twitter so they can follow you and see your journey, because I really, already you're doing big things, but I mean, I just see you doing some phenomenal
Oh, yeah, there's
things.
so much more in the making. So much more. My Twitter is @Kai Morae, which is KAIMORAE. My website is kaimorae.webs.com. Facebook, you can search Kai Morae. Pretty much if you put in Kai Morae in Google, all of that will come up.
Right. There you go. Well, any shout-outs or anything that you want to give?
I did. I just got finished doing a summit here, a teen summit in Tampa, Florida, which I really enjoyed, and we're actually going to start. That was the first one, but we're going to go ahead and do them in different areas. So Atlanta's going to be next, and we're going to be doing some different things in different cities to kind of reach out to a lot of teens. So I want to make sure everybody looks out for that.
Awesome. Well, you have been great. Again, I thank you so very much for joining us. And whenever you're in Atlanta, or no matter where you are, and you have something that you're doing and you want to let the world know, please, please, please.
Definitely. I will definitely let you know, when the Real McCoy Season 3 is going to air.
Hey,
we're working on taping that and everything right now. So as soon as I get an actual date, I'll let you know.
I appreciate it. And thank you so much again for joining us.
Thank you.
And listeners, don't you dare move. I got some more great music coming up for you next.